This video is made possible by Francisco Herrera Jr. at the Honda Superstore of Joliet. Francisco is a longtime car enthusiast who is dedicated to finding the perfect vehicle for you. Email him at the address on the screen or contact him with his information found in the description below. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2023 Honda Pilot Trail Sport. Up front is a 3.5 liter V6, and down below is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving the Honda Pilot here today because they have redesigned it and completely refreshed it for 2023. This is an entirely new generation of Pilot, and I've always liked the Pilot, but it went quite a while without getting any major updates, so I'm excited that it finally got one, and I'm excited to share that with you today. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpraedel.com, where you can buy stickers and other merchandise when it becomes available. You could also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you get a video of your car just like this one. And you could read my behind-the-scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 3.5 liter V6 under the hood. Well, it makes 285 horsepower, and I have to say it's one of my favorite parts of the car. The reason for that is because they've been using this 3.5 liter V6 for over 2 decades. And you might be thinking, Zach, a 20-year-old engine? That's no good. Well, in Honda's case, it is good. It's very, very good because it's a very well thought out, well figured out engine. There aren't any weird production issues with it because they've been doing it for longer than some of my viewers have been alive. It's known as the J series, and of course there are different versions of the J series, but as a whole, it's the same thing that they've always been doing, and I love it. It's rock solid, and it has been for a very long time. Like I said, paired to it is a 10-speed automatic transmission, which again, I really love to see because it's not a CVT. A lot of Honda products do use CVTs, meaning continuously variable transmissions, and I just don't like how they feel. I don't like how they drive. I understand they're good for efficiency, but they are not good for towing. So because this is a heavier duty application, they don't pair CVTs to the 3.5 liter V6 because not only of the torque, but this has a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, something you can't really manage with a CVT. Last but not least, this particular Honda Pilot is the Trail Sport, so it is 4-wheel drive. However, you can still find base model Pilots with 2-wheel drive if that's something you'd like to seek out, or if you end up getting a lower trim. So how does it feel to actually drive the Honda Pilot? It's nice, it's collected. The Trail Sport does get slightly more aggressive tires, and you do hear that in the cabin when driving around. However, not the end of the world. If you're into camping, national parks, some light off-roading, this is definitely the package to go with, so that's just one of the things you're gonna have to put up with. However, visibility is great. It has the handling dynamics of an Accord or Civic, so it's easy to operate, and overall, it's a solid experience. So that's out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, they finally gave the Honda Pilot the upgraded gauge cluster, or updated, I should say. So off to the left, I have my tachometer, off to the right is my speed. This is a digital cluster, and I think it looks pretty good. It's the same cluster you'll find in the brand new Honda Civic. I think it has a very fresh and modern feel, and that's what I would look for in a vehicle that has just been redesigned. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my skip track, volume, home, and voice options. And off to the right, I do have my cruise control options, which has lane keep assist, as well as adaptive cruise. And I do have paddle shifters around the back. The overall steering wheel looks and feels good. I like how Honda's doing this sort of, not hard angular, but there is sort of a hexagonal feel about some of this stuff, and I really like that. Down in the center of the steering wheel, you do get a heated steering wheel, which is very nice. Off to the left, I have my tailgate release. my heated windshield wipers. So this will defrost your windshield wipers in the winter. I have only ever known Subaru to do something like this, so seeing this on the Trail Sport Honda is very, very nice. I do have traction control off as well. And moving out of the door, I have 2 different memory seats, my power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do have the infotainment system. Again, this is Honda's updated infotainment, so the Pilot is finally on brand with everything else that they make, and I like it. I do wish that there was a special app or something for the Trail Sport, maybe to show my approach angles or like a altimeter or something like that, just for the more off-roady adventureness, but not the end of the world, of course. And this is the backup camera. Again, Honda is very, very good at giving you several different views for the backup camera that you can switch through. I don't know why more automakers don't do this, but it's definitely very nice to see. Down below that, we have 2 climate control vents and the hazard switch, and then the climate controls themselves. I do get heated seats, which I am definitely utilizing on this cold morning. But then I do have dual zone. I have my rear climate settings that I can change, and that's pretty much it. Then I do get a little cubby, which is kind of interesting. And then 2 USBs, a traditional and USB-C, and a 12-volt outlet. Then we have a giant cubby with a wireless charger in it. Absolutely love this. And then we have the center console itself. So off to the left, this is our shifter. It is a push-button shifter. Honda's been doing this for last almost decade now, and I've grown to like it. I didn't like it at first. I thought it was too funky for its own good, but I actually like it now, and it's very easy to use. Then we have our drive modes select. So because this is the Trail Sport, we do get some interesting drive modes. So we have normal, econ, snow, trail, sand, and tow modes that all do various different things here for the Pilot Trail Sport, and I love that customization that Honda gives you. I do have automatic start-stop on and off, as well as hill descent control, and off to the right, I have my power parking brake and brake hold. Then we do have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the all-new Honda Pilot, and it passes with no hesitation. That is what we love to see here on the Shooting Cars YouTube channel. A full, easy breezy, beautiful pass of the big friggin' bottle. Then we do get a giant center console with actually nothing in it. No USBs, no outlets, nothing like that. And then we gotta talk about the seats. I do love that these seats say Trail Sport. Makes me feel a little bit special for spending the extra money. They are very comfortable. Like I said, they're heated, power, and memory, which is pretty much anything I can ask for from a vehicle like this. However, speaking of seats, we do have 2 more rows of seating, so let's go do some backseat reviews. All right, so we're in the back of the 2023 Honda Pilot Trail Sport, and a couple of things to note. First of all, knee room is decent. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. Headroom is pretty good. Obviously, we get this giant glass roof that I love. I really, really like that. Down below, we do have 2 climate control vents and our climate controls for the rear occupants. So I get temperature control, fan speed control, and even where to send it. I also get 2 traditional USBs, as well as an AC 110-volt outlet. So an actual wall outlet. Not a 3-prong, just a 2-prong, but an actual wall outlet, which is really cool to see. Now, I will hop into the back seat, but something I want to make clear is that you should buy a Pilot if you absolutely need the extra cargo room or the 3rd row seat. The reason I say that is because I've driven the Honda Passport, which I'll leave at the end of this video, the Trail Sport as well, and that 2nd row seat is way better. It just doesn't have a 3rd row seat. So if you're really only going to use the 2nd row, you don't need a 3rd row, I would highly recommend searching out the Passport. Save yourself a little bit of money, has the same engine, same driving feel, but it's going to be a little bit shorter, a little bit cheaper. So, something to consider. But let's hop into the 3rd row. All right, so we're in the 3rd row of the Honda Pilot, and it's actually not as bad as I was thinking. I do also get a button that almost like out of Matilda. Ready? Just pretend I'm not hitting a button with this finger. That's pretty cool. Very cool. But even with the seat all the way back, it's not terrible back here. If you want a 3-row Honda, you really only have 2 options. The Pilot, which I'm in, or the Honda Odyssey. If you have kids, the Honda Odyssey is way easier to get in the back seat. It's a lot more functional. Some of them come with vacuums built into the trunk. I would highly recommend seeking out the Honda Odyssey if you do have kids and you're going to use the third row all the time. But this is obviously a lot more adventurous, can tow more, all that stuff. Not hating on the Pilot at all. I just want you to know that you do have options in Honda's lineup. That being said, I do have cup holders back here, USBs on either side, traditional USBs. But other than that, nothing too remarkable. It's a third row. They're usually not. Let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Pilot Trail Sport, and we do have a button here on the key fob. Press and hold, and it will bring the rear tailgate up. Once we are back here, we have a couple of things. This is just some padding that once these seats are down, you can actually fold that out, sort of protect these seats. So what you can do, push that down, and then this folds out, and then boom, now you have a completely covered and safe rear tailgate area. I love that it says Pilot on it. Looking around, we do get a 12-volt outlet. We do have slots for a privacy cover if that's something you want to do. And then we can also come down here and we get more storage down below. And then the spare tire is even below that. So tons of storage options here in the Honda Pilot. Very, very nice. And the Passport has a lot less space, so the Pilot definitely wins in that category as well. And we come up here, press the button, and it power folds right back down. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is the most polarizing, most different, most interesting change for the Honda Pilot for 2023. It looks dramatically different than it has in years past. And I really like it. I think it looks fresh and different, but it doesn't lose the sense of what it is. It's still very clearly a Honda Pilot. And I like that. I like it when cars have a strong brand identity, but they're able to switch it up and change things without losing that. And I think Honda has done a really, really good job. The back end is a little interesting to me. Again, it looks a little foreign market to me. It looks a little European, and I say again because the new CR-V looks that way as well. It almost looks like the rear end of like a Peugeot or something that we don't get here in the States. So very, very interesting to see. I'm excited to finally see them out in traffic and pull up behind one. But with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the brand new Honda Pilot? Well, here's the honest truth. Unless you are going to do off-roading or live a very adventurous life, I probably wouldn't get the Trail Sport just because the tires are a little noisy. And if you're going to be driving it every day, you're going to be a little bit more comfortable in the other trim levels with more normal on-road tires. That's fine, moving past it. Other than that, I really, really love the Pilot. And that's no shocker to, I think, anyone. Honda is very good at finding formulas that work and then perfecting them, making them better. That 3.5 liter and the 10-speed automatic are really, really big selling points for me. Pairing this up against a similarly adventurous automobile, a 3-row, the Subaru Ascent, well, that has a 4-cylinder turbo, which might give you some issues down the road, and it has a CVT. Those can only tow about 3,500 pounds, while this can tow 1,500 pounds more than that. That means the Honda Pilot can tow me and my lunch. Is this the most groundbreaking automobile that I've driven in 2023? Not by a long shot. That's good. Cars don't always have to be groundbreaking. Hopefully cars aren't regular breaking. This is a known, well thought out, well figured out formula that works. I'm waiting for the day that Honda doesn't build a Grand Slam automobile, but I think I'm gonna be waiting quite a while. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Francisco Herrera Jr. over at the Honda Superstore of Joliet. He's been absolutely fantastic to work with. He's a great, great guy. He's a car enthusiast. He knows his way around a Honda product, and he will find the right car for you. Maybe that's a Pilot. Maybe that's a Passport. Maybe it's a Honda Odyssey. Whatever it might be, Francisco is there for you. His information is down in the description below. If you're even considering one of these, please reach out to him. I'm sure he will be a big, big help. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.